Rod Shelley here, and this is going to be short and sweet and to the point, more or less. This isn't a tutorial or a behind the scenes or anything. This is a more of a rant. I have been, ever since I rebuilt this computer and got it running again, I have been trying my hardest to get Adobe Lightroom to work the way it did before. I have a lot of graphic references that I use. Now here is my complaint. You see what's going on here. First of all, it took pretty much 2 days of battling with Lightroom to even get it to import the stuff. And again, this is image files. This isn't my photographs. I haven't reloaded those yet because I know that's going to be a major league headache. But you scroll through a library. This is backgrounds. You scroll through a library, and then you have to sit and wait for all these little boxes to populate with the thumbnails. Okay, this is backgrounds. Okay. Now, it sits there. It took, what? Probably 30 seconds to go through all of these. But, you know, I'll scroll up and here's a bunch more that there's no thumbnail there. There's just gray boxes, which is useless. Okay, so let's go to, I got a bunch of Creative Market freebies here. So we'll click on that. And again, remember we were in the backgrounds folder. Now, eventually it'll load 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I've got like 3,363 items in this Creative Market thing. And again, these are freebies. These are free use things, so I'm not violating anybody's copyright here. We scroll down a little way, and here we go. Nothing but blank boxes again. And Lightroom will take its sweet time about loading these up. And I have optimized this, and it did speed it up a little bit. Before, it was taking 3 or 4 seconds in between each one photo. Now it's taking 1 second. Sometimes it actually loads 3, 4, 5, 6 of them within a couple of seconds. But this is how slow it is. Okay, so we're sitting here waiting. I'm wanting to create something. I know there's a file in here with a moose or something, and you know, I know there's a certain file in here somewhere, maybe some things like this to use for a border that I want to use. But where is it? Okay, Lightroom is supposed to be something that I can use to find a photo or find an image. And yeah, it doesn't store the images. It's basically a database. But here's my point. Okay, now it's loading these up relatively quick because they're fairly, I guess they're fairly small. Now let's go back to backgrounds here in a second. My complaint is, okay, you know, if you do this once, that's one thing. You scroll through this, and of course it won't go down below where the viewport is. You've got to scroll down and then wait for it to load the next 20 or 30 images. So it's not like you can click on this Creative Market here and it'll load all the thumbnails for you, and then you can come in and do what you need to do. You got to scroll down, wait for it to load the next group. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm retired, but I don't have time to sit here and watch this stupid thing load these up one at a time. And like I said, if you could leave it there and let it load the thumbnails, and it would go on and load all the thumbnails, not just what's in the viewport. So we scroll down, blank boxes again. Now those loaded up pretty quickly because they're just little bitty icons. Now if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, you know, here's more images. And again, it's going to take its sweet time to load them up. Maybe. If it feels like it. Now here it's finally loading them. Eventually, slowly. And again, if it would just load everything once, and then when you come back to it, everything's great, that would be fine. But again, like I said, you've got to be in the viewport for it to load the images. Okay? So, you know, you've got all day to sit here and scroll up a little bit and let it load these, and then scroll a little bit, let it load the next bunch. Well, let's go back to backgrounds. Okay, now it's probably going to make it. Now, see, here we go. It did not remember all of the thumbnails. Here we go. Right here. So you got to sit and wait for it to load them. More of them that it hasn't loaded. And it's just, you would be better off just using Windows Explorer or possibly even Bridge to do this. You know, something at Lightroom, a subscription program that you pay for, Adobe, is supposed to do. Now, Apophysis renders. Again, here we go with the blank boxes. And the problem is it won't remember this. It'll load these all up, then I'll go do something else, then I'll come back to this, and then I've got blank boxes again. It will not remember them. And it's, like I said, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've got the photography plan, I'm paying $120 a year for Photoshop, which works fine, and Lightroom, which is a piece of crap. I don't know what the problem is. It worked better than this before my computer crashed and I rebuilt it. No, I did not use an SSD for the boot drive. I suppose now I'm paying for it, but I am not entirely convinced that it would work any faster. This is just totally ridiculous, and Adobe, we deserve better. There's nothing on Adobe's website. Apparently, according to the forums, there's no big priority for them to fix this. So, you know, what's up with that, Adobe? We deserve better. We're paying you for a product. We're paying you for a service. We're paying you for a subscription. This kind of crap is crap, okay? You guys are getting our money. Fix this problem. Please do it now. Because I'm not going to be using Lightroom anymore. I haven't loaded my photos. I'm not going to, because it's useless. I don't, like I said, I'm retired, but I don't have time to sit here and wait for this stupid thing to show me a bunch of gray boxes, then twiddle my thumbs while it loads them up, and then go to another. Let's find another one. Go to another thing. And then go back to backgrounds, and maybe they'll be there, maybe they won't. Looks like these are all actually there. But it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. You cannot depend upon it. And again, I have the time, I just don't have the patience to sit here and wait for these little boxes to populate when I could go to Windows Explorer, click a couple of times, and boom, there they are. I can't do a keyword search with that. I can with Adobe Bridge, and I will probably be using that in place of Lightroom, because right now Lightroom is a useless piece of crap. Fix it, Adobe. We're paying for it. Fix it. Your customers deserve better than this. Thank you, and if you have any comments or anything that you want to leave below, be sure to leave the comments, and hopefully my next one will be a little bit less irate. Have a good one, everybody.